Hey, how are you? Nothing like being 11 minutes late. Not a big deal. Shit. It's a busy day. Don't stop yelling at me. I don't even know if this is going to Facebook now because I think you have 10 minutes to go. I'm trying to get caught up here. Bear with me for a second here. I think I might have missed the old Facebook. They're mad at me. You have to go live within 10 minutes of saying so, mister. Yeah, fuck you. Anyways, screw him. How are you? It's Bondzee. Bondzee Live. Trippin With Bondzee on YouTube and the Dean Blundell Network. What a day. Man, I was up at 7 o'clock this morning. Sleeping is just not my friend right now. It really isn't. With this foot thing that I got going on. So, Bonzarelli, we'll get to that in a minute. Listen, it's been a day too. I was live with Dean today. We got right into it. Some pretty heavy stuff. It's crazy stuff going on in Chilliwack, and we're gonna get hard into that because my boy producer Glassy lives there, just like Dean's brother. They literally are neighbors down the street, or pretty damn close. I'll tell you that. Anyways, we got a hell of a show for you tonight. Thank you for everybody for listening. Thank you for my sponsors, Positive Mike's Brewing. Guys, got to go check those brews out. Listen, if you are in his neighborhood and you're going through this nonsense, the flooding and that, and say your beer source is going to run out soon, guess what? My boy Positive Mike's got you covered. Just go knock on a store. Say, I want a 6-pack of this. I want a 6-pack of that. Hook me up. He will. But more importantly, you should go and buy a Positive Mike's Brewing t-shirt. $25, motherfucker. Okay? It's not that expensive. Just pull out $25. $5 of that goes to the Movember great cause. That is the prostate cancer. We all do it. Well, most of us do it. Grow crazy mustaches for Movember. We'll raise money for a great cause. Buy a t-shirt for $25. You don't even have to grow a stupid mustache. Just buy a t-shirt. It's pretty easy. $5. Boom. Right to the good cause. And you should just get one. Okay? Thank you. Go check out their website. Buy some merchandise. Love those guys. Thanks for watching. Also, Shakespeare's Fine Dining, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Best surf and turf you will ever have. The best Caesar salad. I was going to say everything. I wanted the scallops. I'm not a big scallop guy, but they're somewhat, for some reason, they're delicious there in the weirdest way. I know. I don't get it. Kind of do, because I know their dad. Known him since I was like 4 years old and a foul-mouthed little punk back then. Now I'm 48 and a foul-mouthed punk. Not much changes, but I can tell you this. The food don't change. The quality don't change. Their dad knows what he's doing. He's still cooking. Guy's like 77, 76 years old. I've been cooking there for 53 years, I think. Stunning. You'll love the food. You'll love the service. Go check them out. Shakespeare's Fine Dining, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. All right. Tonight's special guest, folks. It's my boy. I met this guy in 2017. Literally, this is a true story. I'll tell you real quick how we met. Walking down the street. I was just heading to the beach. I think I had a beer or two in my pocket, probably a joint, and I was just going to go sit and watch sunset. As I'm heading to beach, there's three of them. There was two guys and a girl. And I remember them. It was James Barrett. It was my boy who's going to be on the show tonight, William J Barron IV, and this fine-looking lady who was William J Barron's girlfriend at the time. The dude had no shoes on. He had a mohawk. Yeah, actually, it looks even, that's my boy. You're going to be blown away by this interview tonight. And unless anybody think it's live, it's not. So he lives in Prague, and he's from Iowa, which is so wild how a dude from Iowa, which is in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere, lives in Prague, has for a long time, owns business out of there, a prominent business, I might add. And we're going to get into it all, and you're going to love him. I met him. He literally had a mohawk with different color hair throughout it, and these weird, crazy glasses. And he's like, and no shoes. I'm like, hey, and they're just walking by. It's like, hey, how you doing? And then we just ended up stopping. And I was like, what are you guys up to? You look kind of weird. Anyways, it turned out to be one of the best nights of my entire life. True story. You guys are going to love the interview. I love the guy. He's a trip. His name's William J Barron IV, and you're going to love it. Friday, my boy Reggie's back. That's why we were late tonight, because of Reggie. Not that I can blame him, but Reggie, part 4. Story time with Reggie. I was just helping him set up his brand new podcast, Reggie 911. Let's talk about it. You guys are going to be blown away by this. It's my boy right there. Like legit. Evening to everybody, by the way. I see them all tuning in here. We got Positive Mike watching. We got his lovely wife, Kaylee, watching. We've got the Gwendolyn, as always. Thank you so much. And my resident hooligan, loudmouth. What do you call him? The class clown, I guess. Wade Holloway. Love that guy. You guys should check out his podcast every Friday night. That has certainly turned into a shit show lately, and I love it. I love how Wade handles it. I love how Doe handles it. I just love watching them. They're fantastic. You got to go check out this podcast. It's like the Friday shit show. Don't give a fuck. Who cares? Bitch fest. Fuck you, and fuck you too. You guys will love it. You got to go check it out. And usually you'll find me and my lovely producer there, Glassy, in the background as co-hosts or guests or whatever you want to call us after this. I almost feel bad making it an after party of the Bondzee show, but listen, he does a fine job. He doesn't need my help, and I'm just happy to be part of it. I really am, because you catch her Lindley on there. You'll catch at any given time. You'll catch what's his name, Lachlan Cross, 95.7 Cruise FM. At Edmonton, Alberta. Catch him every morning. It's one of the greatest shows in the morning shows, best morning show in Canada, hands down. Go check it out. I dare you. It's a shit show. I love that guy. I really do love. Listen, I love them all. I love Jamesy. Even though James sold me under the bus, sold me under the bus today. I'm not even getting into it. I'm letting it go. I'm sorry. I usually don't do that, but I've got so much to get to. We got my guest coming up. Like I said, I want to talk to my producer Glassy. The shit that's going on in BC, Canada is off the charts. We're talking, folks, lifelines, like major highways that get in and out from northwest, east, south. They're all fucking gone, literally. And we're gonna get into it all right shortly. Just let me finish this intro. I'll finish my bullshit, and we got to get right into it, and then we'll get into the interview. Holy cow. Reggie 911, you're going to love it. The podcast is coming soon. He's going to go live, I think, coming up this weekend. You'll catch it on my own network right here on Bondzee Live, Trippin With Bondzee. We're working on getting him on the Dean Blundell Network. Motherfucker's got to earn some chops, So we'll get there, but you're going to love it. It's not going to take long. And that'll be produced by me. And my boy Reggie will be live. I set them all up today. Everything. Like the StreamYard account. Or no, what are we on now? Restream. I got him the proper microphone. Shure MV7. You can get it at your local Best Buy or on Amazon. One of the best microphones I've ever used in my entire life. Well, it is the best microphone I've ever used. Also, we got him set up a brand new MacBook, everything. Like, he is so excited. He's like kid in candy. I felt like it was Christmas at my boy Reggie's today, because he'd already opened the boxes to get to the shit, but he didn't know how to set up the shit. So it was almost like when I showed up there today, he's like, Bondzee, please help me. Please help me. But then I got to open up all the stuff. I got that dopamine rush of opening like the Christmas. It wasn't even mine, but I helped set him up, and I know what I know the amazingness that is coming from my boy Reggie, and you guys are going to love it. It's Reggie 911. Let's talk about it. Coming to a podcasting station and on my own network real soon. All right. Okay. Foot update. I know. Fuck it. Bondzee still. You're still whining and complaining about your foot? Seriously? Yeah, fuck you. It hurts. Okay. It's been 6 days. I went to the emergency after Monday night show, as promised. Walked in there. It looked like a bloody war zone. I was like, there was old people in wheelchairs like this, like just decrepit. and like drool hanging and it just was bad. And there's dads and moms walking around with babies in their hands because there's nowhere to sit. It literally looked like a fucking war zone. I was like, as fast as I walked in there, which wasn't that fast actually, because I had to hobble in there on my heel. I looked around and in 1.1 second, I was like, bye. This looks fucking, it literally triggered me and sent me to fucking PTSDville. And I didn't even have to ask. I heard as I hobbled up to the counter, I heard the poor guy who just looked stressed out of his ass behind the counter say to the guy ahead of me, sorry, just so you know, it's going to be an 8-hour wait. I just went, called my buddy immediately, like who dropped me off. I don't even think he wasn't even out of the parking lot. And I'm like, bro, turn around. Please come get me. 8 hours to see a doctor for a sore foot. No. If it was fucking falling off and like the size of fucking Timbuktu, then maybe I would have stayed. But bit of swelling, bit of pain, a lot of pain. I was like, I'm out. See you later. Anyways, I went to the, the urgent care clinic the next day. Got seen in 2 hours. Turns out Bondzee's foot's not broken. Just the tennis match, one on wall, Bondzee wall, got a little aggressive. Hurt my foot. Sprained it. I did. Ice, rest, elevation, fuck off. That's basically what I got told. That's what I knew all along. That's why I didn't want to go. You're like, why did you go? It took you 6 days to go. Yeah, because I know. You know. You just know sometimes. Anyways, wham Bondzee's foot. It hurts. What else? I just lost myself there. I just complaining. But you know what pissed me off though? I Ubered my ass because I don't have a fucking car here. And I'm sick. I am literally sick and tired of not having a car. I feel like I got a DUI almost. Can't drive. Don't have a car to drive. Try rent a car here. It's goddamn impossible. Sold all their fleet off. And we're not, it's not like I'm in a booming metropolis of Los Angeles or like Toronto or anything like that. It's where I'm in Palm Desert, Palm Springs area. Tiny little airport. They don't have an abundance of rental cars here. Sold them all. COVID. Got to make money. Got to stay afloat. Now they're all scrambling for fleets. Either if you can get one, if you manage to get a rental car here, bend over. No lube. Sandpaper finish. Uber it is. $12 American to Uber to the first fucking place yesterday to be told, oh, sorry, sir, you need an x-ray? Nope. Our x-ray machine's broken. Hi, Uber. Yeah, need another one. $22 later. All the way across the desert to another place. Yep, come on in. We got an x-ray machine. Then you got to go get the medication and stuff after. Uber to the pharmacy / grocery store. Then Uber back home. $100 an Uber yesterday. Plus the medication. Plus. Fuck. Blood pressure ain't doing so well either. By the way, apparently they almost admitted me to the hospital yesterday because my blood pressure was 176 over 127. I'm not no doctor. I've been there enough. I've had blood pressure issues for years. I know that number is scary as fuck. Normal's 120 over 80. Mine was 176 over 127. Not good. I've been running. I've been eating better. I've been drinking less. I've been wall tennising, trying to, get in better shape. And you'd think the old ticker be better. And I take my meds and we're all good. Not so much. Anyways, I'll get better. I promise. Okay. Your mom's worried. She's really upset. Wade's upset. I know. He's been crying for days. Bondzee, please get better. He's like, Garrett, grab a skateboard. Dude, I couldn't. I wouldn't even be able to skateboard. It's stupid. Right? I am on literally the last skids of the laundry, because I can't walk far enough to drag my ass to the laundry bin, or the where you get it done here at the resort. I have a fucking washer and dryer on the bus. The washer doesn't work right now. The dryer does. So I got to wash it at one point, drag it back here, and I dry it on the bus. Can't even fucking walk that far to drag the it's a nightmare. Can't. So we'll figure something out tomorrow. Might have to even rent. I don't know. Hey, knock on my neighbors. Can you please drive me over in your truck to the laundry machine, please? I just literally, folks, sometimes I just fucking think I'm living in a cartoon world, and I just wish it would be over sometimes on this bus. I love this bus, having a great time, but maybe not so much anymore. Might be time to go. Shit. Glassy, let's go. I've said enough. How are you, bro? You are literally in the middle of the craziest floods, and highways are shut down left, right, north, and south of you.
Yep.
Are you okay? How are you doing? How are you making out over there?
It's been a long few days. Yeah, I'm mentally exhausted. My voice is shot, as you can tell. I haven't gotten better, but yeah, it's pretty cool. As much destruction and as much things that have gone on, and I've been a journalist now for 20 years. I'm 41. You see the resilience of people that makes community and people helping each other, and I think that's the best thing that I could probably take out of this. Is as stupid as it's been, and the provincial government has done jack squat for us, other than telling us, oh, it's a local level problem. They at the local level will close roads. Bullshit. You're the provincial government. It's as bad as having Notley in Alberta. Wade, please agree with me, for fuck's sakes. Anyways, it's been a long 3 days, but the resilience of people and just seeing people help people really makes it a lot more easier to take. I was at Sunday. I was up in Agassiz where they were. There was a big mudslide between Agassiz and Hope. Here, I'll give you all a map here.
Yeah, sure.
So Hope's up here, right? And then, so on the Kent, where that highway that goes up from Kent up to Hope, that was washed out. And I think there was about 300 people that were trapped on Sunday up there. The slides came down Saturday night, but because it was so dark and pissing down rain, it rained from Saturday afternoon until Monday. It was wild. Excuse me. So that entire highway was washed out. On Sunday afternoon, JRCC out of Comox, they came in and they flew into the war zone, into the mudslide, literally landed on mud, on trees, on everything. They had 3 Cormorants helicopters come from Victoria, and they evacuated 20 people at a time out of that slide zone, because there was one slide that was right there, but behind this picture being taken about 2 miles up the road, there was another slide. So all these trucks, all the people that were in their cars, they're kind of really stuck. A lot of people, some cars went over the ditch on Saturday night to the left down there in the trees. So
Wow.
they couldn't access them. There were people in their cars Saturday night, overnight. First light Sunday morning, they came in, and Agassiz Fire Crews, a tremendous hell of a job. Love our first responders and all that they do. Brad, if you're watching, God love you guys and what you guys do. They went in, assessed that there was nobody down there. Everybody was on the highway. So 3 of these big helicopters came in from the island and airlifted people out. I got a really cool video here. Let me find that. There it is, right there. Check this out. So this, I was in Agassiz on Sunday, And as they were bringing people into the park, loading them onto transit buses, taking them to the reception center where they could, be warm and everything like that after spending the night in their car. So this is a video I took. So that's in a park in Agassiz, out of the slide zone, that the people would get off, get onto the BC Transit buses, and they would take them to reception centers. Just wild. In the Sumas Flats, so if you're looking back at the map here, so between Chilliwack and Abbotsford, that highway was flooded out. I don't know if you watched Dean's show today. They had Dave Blundell on. Funny, I knew him 20 years ago. Wild story. That highway, stretch of Highway 1, was shut down because of the massive flooding and stuff, with the Sumas River coming up from the border. So if you see Sumas on the map right there, there's a major river that comes through there, overflows all the time in heavy rains. It backs up into Abbotsford and into that basin. And some of the pictures on Sunday of farmers trying to pull cattle out, trying to do anything that they could to save their livestock. It was wild.
This is fucking devastating, dude, to see these pictures, these livestock. Obviously, you can only save so many.
Yep. Some were floating.
It's catastrophic. There's pictures of dead cat, and we don't want to bring this up or show it, but it is devastating. Even to see like these pictures, how they're,
excuse me.
There's only so much you can do. Like, where do you take how far is it to high ground to get all these, not only humans, but animals and everything out of that valley up to there? Is it,
well, the crazy thing is that it's only, so if you're looking again at the map, from Abbotsford, just to the right of where, let's say where about the B is in the first Abbotsford, the first B there. Yeah. So that's Whatcom Road. So from there, almost to the pump station, which we call Barrowtown, which was built in the 1920s when, again, Dean was right this afternoon, they took all the water out of Sumas Lake and turned it into agricultural farmland. Okay, so this is the pump station right here. And that pump station, it takes all the water that's in the floodplains, it's all that water right now, and will pump it out to the Fraser River, pump those lands dry. The problem last night, I don't have the picture. Shoot, do I have the picture? I think
you were there last night, dude. Like, we've talked, you're my producer, we talk daily. You literally had 2 hours sleep the one night, because you've been out freelancing for CBC and so many others. I've seen you do just stuff CBC, for it's been wild what you've been up to. And then you go and fucking spare your time and go fill sandbags at that station, dude. Those 4 pumps, you were literally worried, not just you, but everybody was terrified. If those 4 pumps went last night, it would have been,
it would have reflooded that
utmost
lake.
Devastation of utmost devastations.
I'm just trying to find the picture here. Bear with me. It was
so. How close do you know, Glassy, from being there and stuff? How close were those pumps to shutting down?
The water
is there still a chance that they can shut down, or are we back to a safe zone?
There still is a slight chance that they could fail. The likelihood that they are going to is not going to happen. Last night we had about 200-300 people that came out. The fire departments said over Twitter and Facebook, come out, help, and start sandbagging. And people did. People came out, and this is what makes community. When I was in Fort Mac with the wildfires, people come together to help people, and that's what's the most amazing thing. But at one point, I think it was about 9:00 last night, City of Abbotsford came out and said that it's about a meter or two from the top of the pumps, and if the pumps get submerged, they'll shut down, and all that Fraser River water will come back into Sumas Lake. And they were at the one point they were predicting 10 feet of water, I think. Like basically those pumps pull out a meter of water or an Olympic-sized swimming pool of water every minute. So if those pumps fail, you have an Olympic-sized swimming pool of water coming back inland every minute.
Now, Glassy, we talked about this today on Dean's show. Isn't it weird or odd to you that those 4 pumps, if they fail, could cause that much devastation, yet that's all you rely on for hundreds of thousands?
Well, no, we have
thousands of lives and livestock. Isn't that fucked up a little bit, bro?
We do have an elaborate diking system that does surround the valley from the Fraser River, from the Vedder Canal, from the Vedder River. The thing last night, too, is if those pumps failed, we have a canal, and I'll bring the map back up again here. So the yellow underneath Chilliwack, between Abbotsford and Chilliwack, there's a little yellow there. There's a big dike that sits there. And if the pumps would have failed at Barrowtown, it would have flowed over the canal and then potentially come back into the Chilliwack side and then possibly contaminate our drinking water. So there was a whole lot of moving parts over the last 3 days that was wild. On the Coquihalla, like you said, 1, 3, and 5 highways are all shut down. This was the Coquihalla. It broke the highway in half. Like entire sections are gone. So they're talking that the Coquihalla, which is our fastest route from the Lower Mainland to the BC interior, is about 2-3 months possibly from getting replaced and fixed, from getting back in. Here's another photo. The bridge, the roads washouts were incredible, and with all of our supply,
you don't fix that stuff overnight, Glassy.
No.
At all.
In the Fraser Canyon, Highway 1 through Spence's Bridge, it washed out. So the highway is the road. That's the number 1 highway. And that's the train tracks that crosses the highway. And that whole section underneath, gone. So literally
those tracks are fucked too. Like you can't put a train over there.
No, those tracks are literally hanging there just on the support of each other. So we have also no highways. We also have no railways. So there is nothing coming in or out of the Port of Vancouver, going back to the valley, going to the BC interior, them in Alberta, you guys, like supply, like stock up on beer. Locke's right. Stock up on beer. But we're good right now.
There's going to be an abundance of jobs all of a sudden, though, I would imagine, because
100%. Well, in road work and rebuilding and stuff like that. The problem now is because everybody realized that, oh my God, the supply lines are cut off. You get this shit, which is empty store shelves because people need to buy things in mass quantity like it's COVID, which is stupid. Yeah. That's the Superstore in Chilliwack. Most of all the shelves between Superstore, Save On Foods, Freshco, all bare. There's nothing. You go to produce, nothing. Meat, nothing. Canned goods, nothing. Our gas stations, they ran dry yesterday. So there's probably out of 3 dozen gas stations, they're shut down. There's no fuel because nothing can come from Burnaby. Burnaby is where we get our fuel, most of it, but nothing can come west or east, I should say. Within the last hour, I just got a press release that good news if anybody's around here watching. They have made progress clearing between Agassiz and Hope. It's a single lane. The intent, though, is because the people that are in Hope, who have been there for 3 days, 4 days since Saturday, without power, without a connection anywhere, they're cut off completely, like us. They've reopened a lane so that they can come westbound to Chilliwack or to Kent and get one supply route moving. The problem now, though, is the Highway 1 between Chilliwack and Hope has 3 mudslides in it, in that section.
Yeah.
So they got single lane up on the north side of the river just to get people out of Hope, to get them back to where they live, because a lot of people are in Hope who live in the valley.
Is Hope the worst hit area out of all of this, Glassy?
No, I would say probably no. The floodplains in Abbotsford are the worst hit out of the whole bunch.
Yeah, the lower lands are.
Yeah, like that's all.
So
wild.
This is wild. ultimately so many people are going to lose so much livestock and so much stuff. It's going to take so long for you guys to get supplies. um all the highways are literally shut down, and they're trying to get, you say single lanes. Like, how are you guys? Do you have enough food? Are you going to be able to be
Oh
okay
yeah.
for a while? Or
Yep.
but what about the people that aren't as prepared as you? What's going to happen? Like, how do those people survive? Is there shelters and things they
there's
can go
clothing
to?
there's clothing donations going on. There's a drive going on at the Chilliwack Coliseum this evening, because we do have a lot of displaced people out of Agassiz, out of that slide area, who are in Hope. Our hotels are full. Our hotels are completely full. You can't get a place in Chilliwack to save your life right now. Of course, we have all the media here that can make it. We have CTV Global, no CBC. That's why I've been kind of floating around and stuff like that. But all our hotels are full, and unfortunately, we have no gas, and our grocery stores have no food. So, if
It's
you
not
weren't
like you can
prepared,
really drive anywhere for the need of gas,
no,
ultimately, because everywhere's closed. But it is essential. It'd still be nice to have a car and stuff. But
yep.
but the food is going to be a problem. Like, ultimately, what's going to happen? Or are they going to have to parachute food into you guys?
They were doing that. They were doing that in Hope, I believe, late yesterday afternoon. They were starting to
It's
airdrop
almost like
stuff
out
in.
of a fucking war zone, dude.
Like, we
How do
don't
you
even have the
then spread
Canadian
out the
military.
food?
We don't even have the Canadian military, because the federal fucking government back in the 90s decided to close CFB Chilliwack. And if we had our CFB base here, we would have the bridge building engineers who could get out and make shit happen. We don't have that. They got to fly it in now. There's no
You
way.
are going to have makeshift bridges sent in and put in there. I talked to
Yeah.
my neighbor here at the RV resort today, on both sides of me. One's from Alberta, one's
Oh, yeah.
from Vancouver. The
Yep.
Vancouver guy is in the midst of this. This is right in his realm. He knew everything we knew. You talked about. He knew all the highways. He said the devastation is crazy.
Mhm.
All his family's in and around there. This is not a joke, dude. This is some
No.
serious shit that is
100%.
going to impact not only you guys, it's impacting you right now on the forefront.
Yep.
This is going to impact Canada, because of the shipping, like, and everything. So much comes into the Vancouver port,
Yep.
then it ships across Canada,
That's right.
dude. And when you can't get across those highways, it's going to be
And
months and months before big trucks. Well, they will make some makeshift bridges, but it's still going to be a
well,
long time. It's going to
it's mostly
impact the
just
prices huge.
most of the impacts, like Highway 7 on the north side of the Fraser River. Excuse me. It's all mudslides, so get the heavy equipment in there, cleared out, open up a single lane. We'll be relatively okay. The canyon is fucked, and the Coquihalla are fucked. The soonest one that they are hoping right now is what they came out this afternoon and said is that number 3, which I'll bring the map back up here. So number 3. So you see out of Hope, there's the yellow line going up, and there's the red line going to the up as well. That red line going east, that is the number 3 highway, the Crow's Nest. They figure that they can hopefully have that open by Sunday at the earliest. So we are literally sitting here without things until then. Unless they can open up from the west. If we can get fuel out
As
here, we can get
long as
groceries,
long as we
we'll be
can
okay.
get Locke his bridge packs of beers in
Yes.
Alberta,
Yeah, I need
everything's
bridge
gonna
packs
be
of beer.
okay. All right.
Yes. Mike, I need you to send me a beer, by the way, buddy. Airdrop it in. I told you that in a tweet earlier. Please.
Yeah, we'll get you some beer. Folks,
Mon-
if you're in that area, I know I do have. It's amazing how many people live in that area, and it's a vast area. Not only people that I've known briefly through this show and stuff, and through the network, but I've got a lot of friends that live in that area from my childhood, and they are. It's shit there, dude. It's catastrophic. So,
and between,
like,
like,
yeah, go ahead.
Wade's right in the comments section. The mushroom
Oh,
supply.
stop telling him that. It's the worst thing you can do. Just tell him he's
Um,
right.
yeah. Well, I'll give him
I
that
love
every
him. I'm
once in a
just kidding.
while. 50% of British Columbia's eggs and dairy and milk
No
and
way.
all that comes out of that area where it is flooded currently. And if those pumps would have failed, they were talking $50 billion in economic damages to what we have, right? So as long as those pumps stay running at Barrowtown, which is only, I don't know, 15 minutes up the road west of me, as long as those pumps are running, then we're okay. But had it still kept raining, we could have been in a whole big different ballgame.
What is the forecast of weather coming up there where you guys are? I heard it's been nice the past couple of days. Is that still look promising, or are we good?
Tomorrow's a slight chance of showers, I believe, in the afternoon. It's getting cool at night, which could be bad, but as long as the water's draining, it doesn't matter. It won't freeze, no big deal. But maybe rain on Friday is what I hear. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed. I got one more video I just want to show this. This is from my buddy Joel.
Yeah, we'll wrap this up.
Now, he's coming from Vancouver. This is Monday afternoon. He's coming from Abbotsford going east to Chilliwack. And this is the flooding. Pay special attention to the boat because this is kind of an awesome video. But shows the amount of flooding.
Yeah! Matthew, get it, buddy! Just right up the main road. Oh, no! Another wannabe submarine. Fuck. Oh no! Holy shit! This is absolutely absurd, guys.
Yeah, that was at about 3:00 Monday afternoon. The water since came over the highway. Both you've seen the pictures. It's pretty devastating. It's pretty wild.
So at least it is receding, dude. Because it could have got way worse. I think it was last night, right, when we were talking. You're like, because I asked you to come on and produce this interview coming up this morning at 8 a.m. Well, I fucked up. It was 9, but you were like, dude, I've been up for literally, you've only slept so many hours in the past 48 hours, and you were catching some Z's, and it's been crazy there, and it was touch and go last night. If, like you said, if those pumps failed, then it was literally game over for even more hundreds of thousands of people, homes, the livestock, and everything. So,
I think Dean showed this picture this afternoon. There it is.
I'm glad it didn't get to that. That's pretty wild, dude.
That's Whatcom Road. So from Sumas Way, which is our border crossing, the border crossing has been closed since Sunday afternoon. I think they closed it because the water came up. All of this water is not from the Fraser River or any of our water streams. It's coming from both the Nooksack and the Sumas rivers. So it's actually flowing south to north, which it usually does anyway. But this is all U.S. water. This isn't our water. That pump station is only meant to keep all of this dry.
Americans, eh?
Fucking Americans.
All right, bud. Well, thanks for everything for that. Listen, stay safe. Hopefully we can heli you in some beers and stuff so you stay safe over there. I'm thankful you still got Wi-Fi and all that and power so that you can produce the show. And
it was one of the mudslides.
Look at that.
This is west of Agassiz, so between Agassiz and Mission. This is another washout. And a lot of cleanup. It's gonna be crazy. So
real quick before we wrap this segment up and we get to my awesome guest tonight in this interview, it's real quick, bringing bulldozers, clear the highway there with the mudslides, but the rebuilding of the highway is going to take forever. Is there anything we can do in these mountains and these passes to put things in place to prevent that, or you just literally, is it just a thing where you just really don't know where those kind of things are going to happen? Is it that sporadic?
The problem right now that everybody's bitching about within the provincial legislature, it's come up in question. Damn it, I hate that button. If anybody knows the provincial legislature, the bullshit that ensues is unbelievable. Like, what do you do? Every meteorologist on the weekend said, this is going to be a very significant event. You have to be prepared, everything like that. And the provincial government didn't do anything. So they knew we had 250 or 200 millimeters of rain between Saturday afternoon and Monday morning. That's a lot of water and a lot of time. But the same also problem adding to the issue is that the snowpack, because it warmed up on the top of the Coquihalla, it all melted. all that snow that's already up there has melted. So it came down as the same time as we were getting that inundation of rain. So it only further well, how do you say it? Like it compounded issues, right? So there was a whole lot of things, but they knew about it. We knew the forecasts. I watch the news all the time.
So
That's
true,
what I do.
Wade.
Yeah. No, you can't, and water is the most destructive thing. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they said, with a forest fire, you can throw all the resources at it. You can throw water on it, put it out. You can put crews on it. With water, you can't do a fucking thing.
Can't
It's the most
defend it against
destructive
shit.
thing. It's the most
Yeah.
destructive thing on the planet.
So true.
And unfortunately, it's pretty bad. So hopefully within the next 2 days, by the time, maybe you'll check in on Friday with me, and hopefully we have some groceries by then, but I'm not holding my breath.
We'll see. Well,
Yeah.
Listen, man, stay safe. I really appreciate the time and all the effort and filming you've been doing over this entire crazy situation.
Yes, I'm on board
Godspeed
with.
out there, bro. And listen, we've all got your back, and let us know.
Yeah.
Keep us updated for sure.
Appreciate it.
I know
Yep.
you've been doing a great job on Twitter and everything you've done for the people in that area, and not only with the information you provide them, but even the footage. It's been awesome. So keep up the good work, okay, pal?
Thanks, man. And thanks, Gwen. Thanks, Wade. Everybody for reaching out. Kelly, I know you reached out. Mike, everybody in the chat that's thrown some comments in there. You've all checked in. I really appreciate that. God love you.
Yeah. Take care, bud. Okay,
All right.
I'll throw you back in the distance where you belong. I'm just kidding. I love that guy. I really am. It's what you do. Is when you got a producer, you got to make fun of him, right? But that guy's a solid dude. He's been working his ass off. He does a great job for me, and the footage and stuff and the hard work he's put in throughout this entire craziness that has happened in BC that is going to shut down. It has shut down major highways that will impact the rest of Canada, sadly. And folks, the price of chicken's going to go up. The price of eggs is going to go up. Price of booze, sorry, Locke, everything it's going to go up and up and up. Stock up now, folks. And it sounds terrible, but it's what we do. Like you freak out, and it's coming. And the sad thing about this whole thing is too, the people that have the most money take advantage of this the most, and they raise the prices. Why? Because they can. And we're stuck. We're stuck paying it. There should be a fucking law against it. I swear to Christ. When a crisis happens in a certain town, area, and stuff, the government should step in. It seems so easy. I don't know why why they get away with this fucking gouging bullshit. All of a sudden, in a small town, the price of gas went from for example, I don't even know what it's at right now. I haven't lived in Canada for a while, but say it's $1.30, whatever, and then it fucking skyrockets. Tin of soup or a pack of chicken skyrockets because you're in a fucking an emergency situation. No, there should be a timeline. Boom, locked prices till it's over. No gouging. Gouging is the most cuntingest thing you can do on this planet. Yet it happens every day, everywhere we live. It sucks, and it's bullshit. People are suffering. They got to live through that. But guess what we'll do? Instead of helping them, we'll just fucking raise our prices and make some more money. Fucking filthy, isn't it? That money? Filthy. I hate money. Hate it. You need it. We need it. We love it. We hate it. Makes the world go round, but shit's filthy. Business is filthy. World's filthy. We're all fucked. Just saying. Anyways, folks, let's onwards and upwards. You're going to love this guy. I absolutely love him. Without further ado, we got to get to my guest. This interview is amazing. This guy is a different cat. And listen, this is pre-recorded. lest anybody think it's live. I did this morning because he lives in Prague. And without further ado, I'll just throw it to the interview. You're going to love this. This is here tonight. Let's go. He was, and I suppose still is considered party legend extraordinaire around the world. I met this guy in 2017 in Nicaragua. He was barefoot, had I think a multicolored mohawk at the time. Definitely had a mohawk. That was one of his jams, and we'll get into that. He had these tinted badass glasses. He was with a fella and some other nice lady. And next thing you knew, I end up with this legend at some bar for the rest of the night. And yeah, he's a hell of a cool cat. I've been trying to get him on for a while. It's just, my issue, communication stuff. But he's finally here. His name's William Barron IV, and strap yourselves in, kids, because it's going to be a wild one. William, how are you, pal?
I'm fantastic. Great to be here. So glad we can finally link up.
Finally, yeah. It's been a while. So, 2017, let me do the math. That's 18, 19, 20, 4 years since I've seen you last physically. We have had some FaceTime conversations over that 4 years. So you've been around the world and back. It's pretty fun. You're in Prague at the moment, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Right? I'll be video calling you right now from Prague. I've been based out of Prague for 15 years, and I own a tour company here, Drunken Monkey. So basically, what we're doing is walking tours, daytime tours, nighttime tours, pub crawls, and that's something that's been going on now for over 10 years. But I also have two of my friends who are kind of in charge of everything, and they run everything, and I just travel. So for the past 8 years, I've basically been the mascot for the Drunken Monkey. My dad says, you're not even the owner, you're just the mascot. And so I've been having a good time traveling around the world. But now with COVID, I've decided to come back. We're rebuilding the company. We're expanding the brand. There's tons of options that are available now because luckily enough, we saved money in the years going up to COVID, and we didn't invest in any new businesses. So we were able to make it through. And now it's really a lot of options are open. So it's actually, in the long run, COVID might actually be the best thing that ever happens to our business. But still, it's not easy, but we're lucky that we have such a great staff. Our staff is like a family. We all hang out together. We go to music festivals together. So while other people are really struggling to find staff, we actually have a full staff right now. And we just did our numbers from October, and our October numbers right now were better than 2019. So wow. Things are good right now. And we're just hoping that we can keep it up at least through New Year's.
What take me through Drunken Monkey. How did this start? You said you're not the owner, which I am,
but I've got two friends who are they run everything. Yeah. So I was the founder.
How did you get to be the lucky one to do all the traveling while those two schlubs stay back and work?
So it started off, I came here first, and I'm from Iowa originally. And in my hometown, we have the National Czech and Slovak Museum. And I have Czech heritage, but it would be like my great-great-grandparents. So I came here first in 98 with my family on a tour, and I loved Prague. I decided to move back in 2004 as an exchange student. And I was going to school in Las Vegas. And after I finished school in Las Vegas, I came directly here back to Prague. And I knew the city from my time studying abroad here. And I'd went on a pub crawl in Rome. And I met the guy who was doing the pub crawl there. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. They don't have anything like this in Prague. So when I moved back, I had the intention of setting up this pub crawl. And basically, we just went out to the streets every day, handed out flyers, invited my sister, my cousins, all my friends from college came out, and we kind of just ran this business. And it was the first thing that I ever did after graduating college, and it took off. And I ended up doing this with my girlfriend for about 5 years, and we split up after 5 years. And I was used to giving up half of the business anyways and kind of doing all the work. So my friends came to me and they said, we want in. Like, can we get in? How much can we get? And I said, how much do you want? And they said, well, can we get half? And I said, well, you could have 49%,
Yeah.
They said, well, how much is it going to cost? And I said, nothing. And they said, well, what do we have to do? And I said, everything. And they said, well, what are you going to do? And I said, nothing. So it turned out it was a good deal for everybody. But in that first 6 years, they grew the business 50% 4 times. So I ended up making more money than before, not having to work and getting to travel. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody. But now it's fun. It's fun to be back and kind of get back to work and like see all these new opportunities that are available now in tourism. So it's an exciting time.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like you said, you're a small town kid from Iowa.
From Iowa, yeah.
Crazy. And now like Prague, I've never been, but I've heard nothing but fantastic things about it. Is it just a complete different lifestyle there? And how does a kid from Idaho, Iowa, and I know you said you had a family trip, but what was the draw to keep you there and now live there ultimately?
Well, like I said, I do have Czech heritage, and where I'm from in Iowa, we have the National Czech and Slovak Museum. So I kind of grew up with, like we always have jokes. It's like there's a white guy, black guy, Mexican, and the Bohemian. It's always the Bohemian that's the fool of the joke. And I ended up going to school in Las Vegas. I've been bars and restaurants my whole life. And then after Las Vegas, I knew that I wanted to go back to Prague. And it's funny because, I talk to my friends and they'll say, like, you live in Russia or you live in Czechoslovakia, like, isn't it dangerous there? And then I have to tell them, I'm like, you live in Los Angeles. That place is crazy. So it's actually funny because here in Czech Republic, I feel like it's more free and more safe than most of the places that I visit, definitely America.
Wow, that's crazy. So
it's pretty interesting because the day is actually the Velvet Revolution, which is the Freedom Day of Czech Republic. This was 32 years ago when they had nonviolent protests, which overthrew the government of Czechoslovakia, and that's when Czech Republic was formed. Now, they just announced today that they're going to be doing the Austrian model of, it's not lockdown, but it means that anyone who's unvaccinated will be cut out of social life. So if you don't have a vaccine, no more tests to get into bars and restaurants, museums, anything. And they announced that on the Freedom Day. So right now in the streets of Prague, there are thousands of people that have just gone to the Old Town Square in protest. So It's interesting because we might have the start of a revolution on our hands as we're speaking right now.
Crazy. So, and let's get into this. Well, let me ask you first. Do you remember the very first night we met outside Anamar? Yeah.
Yep, definitely. I was there. I was in town for my birthday, which actually ends up to be on St. Patrick's Day, which is funny because St. Patrick's Day is March 17th, and my dad's side comes from Ireland. My mom's side comes from Czech Republic, and the holiday is St. Joseph's Day on March 19th, right? So, and as you said, I am William J Barron IV. So my parents, they meet at a dive bar called Mahoney's, right? I'm conceived in the bathroom, and they decide they're going to bet on my name. Like, if I'm born closer to St. Patrick's Day, then I get my dad's name, the Irish side. If I'm born closer to St. Joseph's Day, then I take my mom's name and the Czech side, right? So they also decided to put $50 on the bet. So I'm born on St. Patrick's Day. My mom's at the hospital. My dad's sitting at home, and he's looking at the $50. And he's like, I got to go to Mahoney's. So he goes down to the bar and he says, everybody shut up. I just had a son born today, and I want to use this $50 to buy a round of shots for everybody in the bar. So the story gets told, that the day I was born, I bought a round of shots for the entire bar. And I'm telling that to my friends in Mahoney's about, this is about 15 years ago. And they're like, no way, it's not true. I was like, no, it's true. And the waitress comes over and, she's smoking a cigarette and she's got a tray of shots. And she comes up and she says, you know what, boys, it is true. I was here the day you were born, and this round of shots, it's on me.
Wow.
So it's funny. So some of those stories, I tell my mom, like, how do you feel about the way I turned out? Are you happy, sad, glad, that I own a bar? And she goes, I'd be worried if you were an accountant. This is what you're supposed to do.
Right. That's awesome. This is a picture of your dad right there. Look.
Yeah, there's me with the mullet. Yeah.
Dude, that was your signature look for so long. I mean, that was
crazy.
What you had when I met you.
It was so funny because I didn't even know about this, but they had a website in the Czech Republic where they would basically make fun of people who had mullets. And so the idea was that you were a mullet hunter. And if you were in the group, you were a hunter. And if you were the prey, you were the victim, right? But because I was always at all the best parties and all these best events, somehow I came to this legendary status, and I didn't even know about it the whole time. So this went on for a whole year, and I had no idea that it was going on until finally a girl told me, and she was like, yeah, I saw her at a party, and she goes, yeah, is it okay if we take a picture together? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, you want to take, she's like, you don't know, like, you're famous. And I said, no, for what? And she's like, your hair, you're on this website. And I was like, really? She goes, yeah, all those people, they want to take a picture of you. And I was like, really? And she says, yeah. And so I tell everybody, I go, listen, I was like, if anybody wants to take a picture, you better buy me a drink or suck my dick. And I was just joking around. And all of a sudden, this girl comes up and she's like, I'll suck your dick. And I said, oh my God.
Lord.
Let's go off this boat real quick. Sorry. So I cashed in on my unknown fandom right away.
You sure did. I love this pic. I came across it on your social
That was in
media.
New Zealand, yeah.
There's so many more. I mean, you had some legendary.
This was in Lebanon. That's where they first did this platinum blonde look.
That is absolutely unreal.
I can't believe that I ended up having this haircut for like 3 years. No,
yeah,
but it's really nice because now I'm back in Prague and I've cut my hair. I got married to a Brazilian girl. I'm going through a divorce right now, and I'm going around and I'm talking to all these businesses, and now everyone's like, you know what? Now we're ready to do business. Like you're fully focused, and it's good. So it's nice. I had my fun times, and now it's ready to work time. So, but yeah, it was,
Look
it was
that.
Halloween. I went as the past, present, and future version of myself.
I love it. What else we got here? That's a cool photo.
That was me in Brazil. Yeah,
that was a photo turned into art or whatever. That's
a
really cool shot.
That was in Brazil. Yeah.
So
now it's kind of like I'm moving away from the party scene, and now I'm moving more into the spiritual side of things. And I've been working a lot with ayahuasca. I've been traveling around the past 10 years trying to find land to open an ayahuasca center. And it just so happened that when I was in Brazil, I fell in love with this girl. It was like a fairy tale, everything like this. And next thing you know, we got offered 12 hectares of land for $18,000 with 7 waterfalls in walking distance, right in the national park, Chapada dos Veadeiros. And it's Brazil sits on, I think, 20% of all the fresh water in the world. 30% of that fresh water in Brazil comes from this national park where we're at. So I've got the land now. We're going to start developing it, and we're going to start doing retreats for ayahuasca as well. So that's kind of my next
what that is
stage.
Right here?
That's ayahuasca right there. So you have two elements to ayahuasca. The leaf is the chacruna, and that has the DMT in it. The vine is the actual ayahuasca. Now, these two things, if they're taken separately, nothing will happen. So it's pretty amazing that if you talk to shamans in all different parts of the Amazon, you can go to Peru, you can go to Brazil, you can go to Colombia, and these shamans have never left their jungle. And you can ask them, how did you know to mix this vine and this leaf? They all have the same answer. And that answer is the plants spoke to them and told them. So it's pretty amazing.
Wow.
They all share the same common thing. Yeah.
Were they already messed up on something else to get that answer that the trees or the plants are speaking to them?
I think that they're already entering altered states of consciousness as the medicine man. And then that's how everything kind of starts from there. But it's funny, some of the connections, like I was telling you just the other day, I just tested positive for COVID. And this was Saturday, right? And I hadn't spoken to my shaman in like 5 months. He's in the middle of the jungle. And the last thing that he had said was he had congratulated me on my wedding. So he writes me the next day and he says, hey, brother, how are you? I just wanted to check, how is your health? And I said, actually, it's funny. I feel great, but I've got COVID. He said, you know what? We're going to do a ceremony and I'm going to take the ayahuasca and I'm going to send you the positive vibes. And that's when I realized I had totally forgot that I brought back from Brazil with me a bottle of ayahuasca and had been sitting in my fridge for 4 months. And I said, actually, I have ayahuasca here. And he goes, well, all right, we're going to do a ceremony together. And the next day, your COVID's going to be gone. So that was, we did the ceremony Monday night. Tuesday, I felt great. Went and took a PCR test. PCR test came back last night. COVID's gone. So now I've got the golden ticket. I get the 6 months of proof of recovery. So
right. Wow.
So that's a beautiful thing. But it was just amazing that he randomly after 5 months contacts me out of the blue, and then it just boom, boom, boom. There we go. So,
yeah. So did you do the ceremony via like Zoom and stuff?
Just like this. We did this like through a video, and also it was something that I didn't think it would work, like not being in the jungle, or maybe it wasn't going to be as strong or whatnot. And actually, the ceremony was only 2 hours long instead of 5 hours, because it was like it had to be really strong, and he pushed through, and we broke through to the other side, and it was amazing because I met like the spirit of the jaguar. I could see everything there. I had a friend there with me, and he was watching all of this. And basically, this spirit of the jaguar showed me like there's cities in this other world. And then he gave me the information to download how to build these cities on my land that I have. And I was like, also being from Iowa, I was like, this is like a very field of dreams moment, like if you build it, they will come,
Yeah.
So it was pretty intense. So the ceremony was over within 2 hours. Right after I got the message, the shaman was like, "Okay, I leave you now. You got the message?" I said, "Yeah, I got the message. All good." And he goes, "Listen to some music and meditate." And then once we got off the call, I did that, and then it was just like healing. I went to the toilet. I threw up like really deep, and my friend was watching, and a little like alien slug. It reminded me of Stranger Things. At the end of Stranger Things, he throws up this little slug and it slithers down the drain. The same thing happened. My friend saw it and he goes, whoa, what was that? And I was like, I think it was COVID. And then turns out the next day it was gone.
That's wild.
Pretty wild stuff, yeah.
I've done ayahuasca twice, both times.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, Nicaragua.
In Peru? Oh, Nicaragua.
Yeah, Nicaragua. There's a shaman there. So I did it properly. The first time I was pretty scared because I'd never been. I didn't know what to expect. I'm in the jungle doing this crazy drug, and I'm like, well, I hate to call it a drug. It's medicine.
It's medicine. It's medicine.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it turned out to be a fantastic journey. The first time for sure. The second time for me was pretty dark. And you talk about physically seeing a slug come up. I didn't quite have that, but I laying there on this ayahuasca, and a lot of people lay down while they're in the ceremony. I remember laying there, and I was deep in this trance or whatever you call it, and I physically like feel and see tiny little like dark demons coming out of my throat. Like literally, I could feel them and see them coming up and out of my mouth. Like
little gremlins.
Unbelievable visual and stuff, dude. And then I was like, okay, there's those little bastards. Let's go get the big one.
Yeah.
And the second I said that to myself, ayahuasca's like, no, you don't. You're not ready for that one, son.
Yeah. Calm down.
It was like, okay, get out. And I threw up the hardest I've thrown up in the both
best
time.
Part. Yeah,
it is really, and people think, are you fucked, dude? Like, is there something wrong with you guys? Like, but it is almost a joy to throw up.
And you got to think about it when you do throw up, even when you're too drunk. There's a little piece of you that's having a good time. Just remember. But yeah, you're purging out all of the bad stuff. That's why you're getting it out. And so when you're in that state of altered consciousness, it also heightens your senses. So when you feel better, like they always say, like puke and rally, well, it happens to you with ayahuasca right away. So then, the effects are astounding.
Fantastic stuff. How many
I had a similar thing. I had a similar thing with these little gremlins. It was like I was in a waiting room of a surgery room, right? And my doctor turned out to be Robin Williams from Patch Adams. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's my doctor. This is nice. And he goes, okay, now we're gonna open you up. And I could see my body on the table there. And so then they opened me up, and then you could see all my organs. And these gremlins came and they started pulling out my organs and hanging them up on these kind of like hooks. And then they got power washers and they started spraying down my organs, and I could feel in my stomach all of this like cleansing. And then so they spray down all the stuff, they put in my organs back new, and then I kind of wake up and I just and I throw up just all water, But as soon as it left me, I was like, okay, I'm clean now.
Damn,
amazing.
How many times have you done ayahuasca in total?
So
William?
I think it's probably between 25 and 30. And I've also done what's called a dieta. I completed 3 dietas where it's 8 days where you're in a room alone, no sugar, no salt, no oil, no talking. And you pick a certain plant that you go out with the shaman, and he'll tell you a certain plant like cherry sanango or bobisana or wakipanora. I was doing, and you take these plants and you take the roots of these plants and you mix it with the river water of the Amazon, and you drink them every day in the morning and every day in the afternoon for 8 days. You're drinking the river water with these roots in it, and that is really intense. And by the third dieta, the shaman told me, he goes, okay, you could just go out there now that you're connected with the jungle. Just go out there and you pick which ones you wanna ingest. So I'm walking around the Amazon jungle picking plants. He's watching me to make sure I don't pick any of the wrong ones. But everyone that I picked, he was like, "Yep, there you go." And then so I was out there making my own brews and then drinking this with the river water. And then that was my last ceremony. I got to meet the mother ayahuasca, and my intention was to put faith into the medicine, because it was like, I have trouble putting faith in organized religion or government so I said, what can I put my faith into? And I said, okay, I'm going to put it in the medicine. And basically it was like, ding, 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 correct answer. And she goes, look, I want you to be my messenger. I'm here because I like you. That's why I'm talking to you. And I want you to be my messenger. And if you keep your faith in me, I'm going to give you everything you ever wanted. And I'm like, okay. And then the shaman looks at me and he goes, all right, looks like you're ready to go. And this was in the middle of the lockdown during COVID in the beginning. So we leave the middle of the jungle. I show up in Iquitos, which is like the town. And I call the U.S. Embassy, and they're like, where the hell have you been? It's been 2 months, and there's like no flights going out. Like, the guy goes, how did you know? And I was like, know about what? And he goes, there's a flight leaving tomorrow with some Christian missionaries, and we got one space left. No. You're on it. And so within 24 hours of leaving the depths of the jungle, I was in Miami Beach, South Florida, staying with a friend on his sailboat for free. I was just like, how did I get here?
2 months in the Amazon jungle. That's got to be some special trip.
That was, it was definitely life-changing, especially when the whole world was in this state of fear and chaos, and I was living with the family and nothing changed. Their life was exactly the same. And the thing was, I was like, well, you know what? Maybe I'll just stay here. But then it was like, maybe who knew how long this was going to go on? Maybe there weren't going to be flights. And then I got that message from the mother ayahuasca, and it was like, okay, like the shaman said, that's it. Your work here is done for now. You got to go out on the road. And as soon as I got back, one of my best friends actually passed away from alcoholism. And it was actually really great that I could be there, because for the celebration of his life, I was in charge of that. And I had just come from the jungle, and it was really good because, it gave me the power to really be the leader that I am. And also everyone was really listening to what I had to say, because it was a perfect time. So that was a really important time in my life. This whole COVID thing has just been a really eye-opening thing. I think for everyone, it's been a real filter about who it brings to attention who should be in your life and who shouldn't. And it's up to you what you do with it. So it's been a really life-changing experience for me. I even ended up getting married. I fell in love with the girl. It didn't work out, but we tried. But I looked for the land. I've got the land now in Brazil, so we're going to move forward with that. And then now all these business opportunities are happening here in Prague as well. So I guess the only thing you can do is try to look for the positive and everything, and see how you can grow.
Yeah. So. Is your wife? You got married in Brazil not too long ago, actually.
Yeah,
right?
we got married in Brazil 5 months ago, and we got divorced today.
What?
Actually, annulled. We got annulled. The judge annulled the marriage because, we'd only been married for 5 months. We have no kids. We have nothing together. And I was trying to help her out, but then she asked for 50,000 euros for food for 4 years, and she needs it right now. I thought, wow, you're taking hangry to a whole new level. I was like, 50,000 euros. So, little did she know, we were already talking with the judge and everything. And the judge said, look, just be fair, be nice, talk to her, see what she wants. And if it's unreasonable, I'll throw it out. And obviously I think 50,000 euros was an easy decision. And you know what, like I tried to do everything for her, but at the end of the day, if that's what you're going to show your true colors, it makes it easy for me to be like, okay, I guess it was all about the money, Yeah. So it's easier for me to move on, which is nice. And now, I've spent a lot of time trying to help other people. And now I'm really focusing inward and doing the work for myself now. I just started an 8-week life coaching boot camp. So I've given up alcohol for the rest of the year. And it's awesome because as soon as I quit doing alcohol, then all of these opportunities come up, and that's one thing with the plant medicines and ayahuasca, they do not get along. You can't have both. It's kind of one or the other. So right now it's really nice to be fully focused, doing this life coaching thing, doing a lot of stuff with breath work, meditation, diet. I just did my first assignment from my life coach was to do a 2-day water fast where you only drink water for 2 days. Well, I felt so good. I did it for 7 days. And he was like, wow, nobody ever starts with 7 days. But he's like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, I guess you shouldn't do it all the time, but it was great because after day 3, your digestive system just shuts down and then your body can work on healing. Now, being as I've done a lot of that fasting when I was doing the dietas and worked with the plant medicines before, I think that really helped. I think also some people just genetically it's easier but for me, and also just the transitional time in my life, going through the divorce, it was all perfect timing so that like I really didn't even think about it at all. I just went through it and it was great. It really brought me a lot of clarity. And I would highly recommend it. Definitely.
Wow. Yeah, I would like to try it. Potentially not 7 days, though. I can tell you that.
But do more than 2 because the 2 days are not fun. And then once you get past the second day, it becomes a lot easier. And that's where your body really starts to heal.
Okay. You're party extraordinaire. I mean, we've seen pictures of you partying all over the world. Where's this one taken?
That's Amsterdam. Yeah.
Okay. And then we got this one that looks like Brazil, correct?
We're in Brazil, yeah.
Yeah, right on. This one, where's that picture taken?
That's San Sebastian. We're in Spain.
Wow. Awesome. And this guy.
Look at these that's Lebanon, Beirut.
Wow. So you're this party extraordinary, and then you can just.
It was funny, actually in Beirut, one of my good friends that used to work for Drunken Monkey, he's from Beirut, so I went to go visit him, and then I went back again, and then it was like the 3rd time or something that I was there, and it was his birthday, and we were organizing a boat party. So I was like, oh, I'll make the jungle juice. So no one had ever seen jungle juice before. They're getting on the boat, and I'm pouring all these different liquors into this giant jug, and everyone's like, what's going on? And this guy comes up to me, and he's like, Will, he's like, man, it's weird. I haven't seen you around that much lately. Like, where you been? And that's when I realized, like, he thought I lived in Beirut. I was like, oh, I don't live here. I live in Prague. And he was like, wait a minute, you're like one of the leaders of our whole group.
So was it easy for somebody like you, parties like this, and has a business called Drunken Monkey, and you say you're abstaining from alcohol for the rest of your night? We've talked before where you've been off the booze. Is it easy for you just because of your mindset, or is it something that you had to work at?
It's something that really comes easy for me. I'm really lucky. I've never been the person that like needed to drink. It's just something that was always fun because it's always around. But at the same time, anything that I do, I like to do like full force. So if it's working with plants, then it's working with plants. If it's partying, it's partying. If it's gym, now it's gym. So it's really good that I can kind of focus my mind on one thing. And then it's nice to have a really good group it's all about your support system and the people around you. And that's what's great. Like all of our staff, we have 50 people on our staff. And I told everybody at the staff meeting, I told them, so if anybody tries to get me to do one of these Drunken Monkey shots, like you're fired. And they're like, okay, we got it. So it's also helps to have a great environment and support around you. I think is really
amazing.
Really big deal. Mm-hmm.
So you got this land in Brazil that you purchased. Where are we at with that developing wise? Explain to me what's going to go on there, and it's going to be ayahuasca. Is it a place where you're going to be able to go and do that a lot?
that's gonna be an ayahuasca retreat center. That's kind of what I've found. I've lost a lot of friends and family through addiction and alcoholism, drugs and alcohol, and I really think that part of the reason that I've been so lucky to be working with the medicine and the medicine working with me is because to help people. So I think what we'll do is we're going to offer up a treatment center for addictions, and that will start hopefully this in January. We're going to start building down there, and we've got an option for this land that's in Brasilia, and then also my friend is down south in the south of Brazil, and we've got an ayahuasca family and the Huni Queen tribe that we're working with there. So the idea is to kind of make a triangle out of the family that I've been working with in Peru, the Huni Queen in Brazil, and then our spot in just north of Brasilia, and then down south. We're going to kind of make it all, bring everybody together. So it's pretty exciting.
I bet your air miles must be through the roof, mister.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And
then it's crazy because my family's all in New Zealand. So my sister, she came out to work for me on the pub crawl in like 2007 or 2007, I think. And then she went traveling, ends up at a surf camp, meets the surf instructor, falls in love with him. He's from New Zealand. They move to New Zealand, get married, have kids. My parents are like, well, we want to get out of Iowa. Let's go to New Zealand. They started doing half and half. And now with COVID, they sold the house and they're permanent residents now in New Zealand. So now it's like, now my home is like, my second home isn't even in Iowa anymore. It's New Zealand. So
that's wild, eh?
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful place down there. And it's so cool because my sister's husband has the same birthday as my mom, and I have the same birthday as his mom. So he's literally my brother from another mother with the same birthday.
That's awesome. So how much time are you going to spend back and forth from Prague to Brazil? And that being said, you must trust your business partners pretty good. To be able to
that's what I
do this all the time.
That's the beautiful thing about it is having the trust. And I would say that anyone who's going into business with anyone else, that is the first and foremost, the most important thing. And really, really blessed. I think for us, it's nice because we're all expats. We're all from America. So that also, like, being in a foreign country, we stick together more than if you were just in your home country. I think that does help. But also, like, they come from good families. They're from Colorado or from California. And it works out well where everyone gets to travel too. Like, only one person needs to be in town. So they're not, in the wintertime, they're not just stuck here doing everything. They can also go out and do their thing as well. So it's nice to have that balance.
With COVID, so to speak, being over there, or not over, but a lot of people, what's the rate over there where you're at with vaccinations? Is it?
It just went crazy right now. We had 22,000 new cases today, which is the highest number since COVID started. So, but the thing is, life here has been really, really laid back. All the nightclubs are open. Everything is pretty much normal. And then today, on Freedom Day, they just announced that unvaccinated people will not be able to go anywhere. And so I think the vaccination is at 55%. So that's
it, eh?
It's kind of normal, I guess. But I mean, the streets are packed right now. And you know what's going to happen? It's a brand new government that just came into power last month. So it's a really interesting time because we don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, all these protests are going to lead to more cases. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the government's going to either it's going to go one way hard, or it's going to go the other way. I don't know. So it's going to be really interesting to see what's happening in Prague. Check the news in a couple of days. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Listen, man, I can't thank you enough for your time.
It's been great to see you always. I love what you're doing, and it's great following you around. And I'd love to be on here. It was a blast.
Yeah, it has been a blast. You look fantastic. I mean,
you too, man.
Thanks. I'm struggling. It's no secret. I am struggling with the alcohol. I'm trying to quit, and then I have these bad days, and you know, I've been on the road alone for almost 8 months now.
That's a while.
It is a lot. And I thought I would definitely see more people and be interactive with more people, but with COVID and the way it is and everything, it really hasn't been the case. And I'm lonely, bro. And I think we're gonna wrap this up of what I'm doing. And I need back in society because I feel like I don't have a car. I just can't up and go to the grocery store. It's a whole process. You either got to deliver, you got to get an Uber, you got to rely on somebody. It's not the way I want to live my life anymore. The rest of it's been fantastic. The shows have been going great and everything. But I think we're at the end of this. Just mentally, I'm not. I need help. I need to be around people that can. Better
How many shows did you do?
We're at this is my 150th show today.
Wow! Yeah. Congratulations. That's cool.
Thanks so much. So it's been a pleasure to have you on. I want to have you back and do a full ayahuasca show.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, because you've done it, like you said, 25 to 30 times. I'm fascinated by it. We only just kind of touched on it today, but I really would love to sit down for another half hour, 40 minutes and strictly talk ayahuasca and your journeys. The first one, the last one, and everything in between, because it's fascinating, and I know people are fascinated by you.
And that's, like I said, it's something that the mother ayahuasca, I was really lucky to meet her, and she said she wanted me to be the messenger. So when you said this, it's like, if we can even reach through to one person and it changes their life, then that's a job well done.
What's Mother Ayahuasca like? Is she a nice person?
For me, yes. Yeah, some people have a wholly different experience, but for me, it was pretty all amazing.
Well, I'll tell you, the last time I did it, once I went looking for the big demon, so to speak, that's when my night went on ayahuasca turned right nasty, and I was sick,
Whoa,
constantly throwing up. I was laying down almost in a fetal position, just going, "Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it."
I've seen it.
But then, once you snap out of it, the 4 or 5 hours is over, and I went home, and I was like, you're processing it for a week, or I'm still.
It takes time. It takes time.
I'm looking forward to doing it again, because it's funny, because I swore I never ever would.
The thing is, you won't find it; it will find you.
You'll exactly what.
Just like me, like people say, how did you forget you had ayahuasca in your fridge? I go, I don't know. I just didn't think about it, and then all of a sudden was like, oh, I'm doing a ceremony at my house tomorrow.
Wild, eh? Yeah, it's funny that when my first time, I knew some people that had done it, and I said, "Hey, I want to do it, and take me." And she's like, "Listen, pal, ayahuasca will find you. You don't find it."
Yeah.
She wasn't wrong. It's pretty wild that you said the exact same thing. Listen, man, William Barron IV.
Okay, great. Great to be here.
We got to talk more on the side. I want to know.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm feeling okay. I need help. And I'm asking for it. I would like to know more about how you've cleansed yourself and everything. So I will definitely be in touch. I got nothing but respect for you. You got this.
You too, man. Same thing.
The Drunken Monkey in Prague, the pub crawl. This is pretty cool stuff. So is it worldwide, I think you said, or is it just more European based?
Well, yeah, we did open up one in Mexico, and with COVID, we shut it down, but it'll be back up. And then we're opening Krakow and Budapest next year. So
amazing. Yeah. Well, I can't thank you enough again for your time.
Yeah, thank you. It's been great.
And we'll definitely keep in touch. Thanks so much, pal.
All right. Ciao.
Nice to see you. Take care.
Hey, Bondzee, turn on your mic.
Thank you. That's my boy. That was William J Barron IV. What a treat. He's different than you and me. He really is. But man, I can't wait to speak to him again and fully get into the ayahuasca things, what he's up to and what he's done. Listen, the guy grew up in Iowa, went to the University of Las Vegas, went and studied over in Europe in Prague, fell in love with it, started the most amazing company called the Drunken Monkey. And it sounds like stereotypical of, oh, you got you fucking drunk call, give a little fucking smash. That's not what it's about. The titles, yeah, it's a little misleading, maybe, but listen, it's not only Drunken Monkey Prague. They'll take anywhere and do anything anywhere in Europe. They've got things set up around the world, and he's only going to get bigger, bigger, and better. And it was one of those things I debated tonight because I have seen this cat operate since 2017. I have seen him travel extensively around the world. And I was like, man, where the fuck do you get your money to do this kind of shit? I'm trying, I read so many scripts, keep this shit going, but how the fuck do you travel from here, there to everywhere, and then everywhere in between? How do you start a company that goes worldwide and expands to the clout that it's got? And it's got clout. Believe me, check it out. He is a wild trip. I can't wait to have him back on. I hope you enjoyed that interview. He's a friend of mine. And listen, it's funny how this I don't know if you believe in God or I'm not gonna, it doesn't matter my religious connotation. I don't care about yours. It's not that I don't care. It doesn't fucking matter. You might but just believe in a higher power. It doesn't have to have a connotation to it or anything. You may just believe in the universe. The universe is out there. We live in it. Maybe that's just all you believe in. There's something out there. Who knows what it is? Call it what you will. Call it God. Call it a dog. Call it a tree. I don't fucking care what you call it. But there are people you are meant to meet on this planet. And this universe works in the weirdest ways. And that drug, it's not a drug. It's medicina. And I am 100% in full belief of that. It's not a drug. It might sound like a drug. It sounds like you get all fucked up. And yeah, you kind of do. But if you take mushrooms straight up, if you take acid straight up, if you take heroin straight up, there's no just opening your eyes and being out of that fucked up state. When you take ayahuasca, like I have twice, you choose kind of how your journey will go. I'm trying to put it in the words the best I can. When you take ayahuasca, you take 3 shots over this chant of about half an hour. So, and then off you go to the spirit world. That being said, if you don't want to be in the spirit world, open your eyes. You want to go to the spirit world? Close your eyes. Off you fucking go to the races. Whatever kind of weird spirit world you're in whilst your eyes are closed like this, and you might be seeing the craziest of things. That is the drug, the ayahuasca working. When you want it to be over and you're like, holy fuck, I can't take what Mother Ayahuasca showing me. Poof. Open your fucking eyes. And it's over. It is. It's simple as that. Now, you might open your eyes. You might throw the fuck up violently, hard, but it's purging. It's purging the poison. It is like peyote, for sure. It is. On a much less, I guess, I don't know. I've never done peyote, so I know of peyote, what I've seen in the movies on Young Guns. I know that peyote is a 24-hour spirit world drug, whereas ayahuasca is a 5-hour tops spirit world drug. All I know is they both work in the same context for sure. You will shit your brains out. You will puke your guts out. It sounds awful. I know. But, folks, I cannot tell you the benefits it also has. You have to do it for yourself. You really do. To make sense of it. Get it, love it, like it, hate it, don't care about it, fuck it, who cares? Teach their own. I've done it twice. I vowed after the second time I'd never do it again. Can't wait to do it again. And I want to do it. My boy's done it 30 times. William J Barron IV. 30 times. I've met the first night I did ayahuasca was with a lady, and she was on the same mattress as me. Because you lay down, it's the best way to get the effect. Now, during said ayahuasca ceremony, and it's all a ceremony, it's not like you just sit in a forest and you pump 3 shots of ayahuasca into you and fucking wait for the demons to come or not come or whatever. It's all done by a shaman. It's done through chanting. It's done through speed, like everything, music. And at the same time, joints are going around. You can smoke some joints. It's not recommended you speak to anybody because everybody's on their own journey and their own spiritual journey. You don't want to interrupt them, but you are allowed to walk up to them, pass a joint, and you just pass it around. And then you continue on your journey. That's a huge ceremony. And you'll notice everybody has like a mattress. Lying down is recommended whilst fucked up on ayahuasca. You are encouraged to lay down and find the utmost peace in your inner body to go to the spirit world. And believe me, with that drug, motherfucker, she'll find you. She'll come get you. She'll show you shit that you may or may not want to see. That's the beauty of it. I took ayahuasca to get over my PTSD of the train incident. And I wanted to have clarity and closure. And listen, I have way more closure than I ever have, thanks to my oldest son, Ty, who took me there to make me have closure with it. But then I asked the spirit world to bring closure to it. In the 2 times I did ayahuasca said, Sonny, you ain't ready. And she wasn't wrong. Mother Ayahuasca. I don't know what the fuck Mother Ayahuasca is, but I know being on the trip that I was on and the journey I was on, it showed me other shit first that apparently I needed to clear out and get rid of before we can get to the deep shit. And I want to get to the deep shit. And I'm gonna. And I can't wait to be in touch with my boy, William J Barron IV. He's going to help me. I'm going to do this fucking water cleansing shit. I'm going to do more ayahuasca. I want to get to the root of my shit. I want the demons out. I fucking want them out. And I can't wait to speak to him about 30 more, how he's done it 30 times. And he still wants to do more. Like, it's crazy. That's it, folks. It's been an hour and 32 minutes. That's enough. How are you? Thanks for watching, everybody. Fire for Effect. That's my boy, Army Chris. You're the best. Ayahuasca. Dude, we talked about a little bit of ayahuasca, and ayaboga is another one. It's along the same plant line. My boy Pat did it. Listen, it can help you, and maybe it can't. I'm willing to try it more to try and help me get off the booze and just live a better life. You can do it for whatever reason you choose to do it. I hope you're well. Be well. Stay safe. If you fucking need help, if you're not feeling good, man, we'll get to that, Glassy. Hold on. Reach out. Just reach out to someone, to anybody. Say hi. Say, dude, don't even tell them you're struggling. Just fucking reach out if you're feeling down and out, and just get interaction, because that's what it's all about. Interaction. Just talk to people. When you stop talking to anybody and everybody, that's when you're fucked. Please stop. Don't stop talking to anybody, okay? Gotta talk. Day in and day out. Folks, if you're not struggling, reach out to a friend. Maybe even if you think he's doing okay, maybe he's not, though. Just fucking, if you haven't called him in a while, you haven't called her in a while, call him. Her. Reach out. Say hi. Hey, how the fuck you doing? This world that we live in sucks. It's tough times right now. Pick up the phone. Please. Okay. That's it. That's all. Hope you enjoyed Bondzee Live. What a show. Holy shit. Chilliwack, Crazy Floods, everybody, please be safe out there. Glassy, my producer, be safe out there. Keep up the great work. Let us know. We are all family. Let us know if you need anything and how we can help. I'd like to thank my producers for the show, or my sponsors for the show tonight. It's Positive Mike's Brewing out of Alberta. Guys, this guy makes some sick beers, but he's only getting bigger and better. I highly encourage you to go and buy his merchandise right now on his website. Go to positivemikesbrewing.com or .ca, whatever the hell it is up there, and buy some merchandise. Got some great shit. Stay safe, everybody. Also, the show is brought to you by Shakespeare's Fine Dining in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. I'm tired. It's been a long day. You guys take care. Love one another. Help each other. Call one another. Just fucking reach out if you're struggling. And if you're not struggling, call somebody that you might, maybe you just have an inclination. Whether it's right or wrong, it's still not a bad idea to pick up the phone and call a friend. I love you guys. Can't wait to see you on Friday. It's my boy, Reggie. Spent the afternoon with this guy, and man, we laughed. I love this guy. I really do. And you know, it's funny. Before I go, I wondered why I've been stuck here for, and I say stuck here, I'm not stuck here. I was always had the ability to leave, but for whatever reason, I'm still here. And you know what? I kind of figured out the reason today, partly. I'm going to help that guy make and have one of the best podcasts you'll ever fucking see. It's called Reggie 911. Let's talk about it. I know you guys are going to love it. It's going to be shocking stuff. It's going to run through my network, and you guys are going to love it. Take care. Peace and love. I'll see you Friday. Bye. It's Bondzee.
If